Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a good day. I'm going to try to stay light, although it is very important to stay light, but yet to be very strong. We have to create to create the freedom for ourselves, to do whatever we can to find this freedom, to find this empowerment from within ourselves, and then to be able to show it to others, to free the world. We have to reclaim our planet. For we are bound by groups that do not have the highest good of all at heart. It's a complete global nonsense that is going on, and we have to find a way to oppose it in whichever way is appropriate for us. For they are all agents of darkness, all those who are imposing this tyranny on the world. People are so afraid to die; they're ready to let go of all of their freedom, all their basic human rights. So we have to activate this light within as much as possible, to be really in the activation of this light within, and then we'll be able to destroy the darkness outside of us. For freedom means to choose what we want to do. As long as you do no harm, then you should be able to be free. It's a God-given power to be free. And so it's like it's continue to see life through the eyes of the One, the eyes of wisdom, the eye of God, activating the Christ within. And so it is important to activate this fire of love, so it can burn all the corruption. And when we come to the fire of truth, it will burn the corruption and the darkness. For there are many the dark extraterrestrials that I find refuge and hiding within human bodies, and have taken much control over the planet, but they're not human souls. And once their own civilization find them, they usually remove them and put them in trial over there, because. But this place is so open. There's a lot of darker entities from all over the galaxy have found refuge in this planet, and they're all trying to get the control of it. They're like vampires of energy, the taxation. They're vampiring the world, and debts and taxation and all those programs. But there is a greater plan that works, and so we want to tune in, find this inner peace, and tune in. Also understanding that whatever we want already exists, even if it seems far away, if it's out of our grasp, it already exists somewhere on the planet. Like if I want a big house or a big studio to paint, this house must already exist. If it doesn't exist, I can build it. If something you want does not exist, you got to invent it, create it. But mostly what we want and need already exists on the planet. And if it already exists outside, it also exists inside. For all is one and connected inside. So it is a matter of knowing it is coming, and and anybody that's involved in spiritual pursuits has unlimited potentials, for there are dimensions that are separated by boundaries from the physical plane, the astral plane, the fifth dimension, connecting plane, the soul, the eternal soul plane of the sixth dimension, the eternal. The mastery of light in the seventh dimension, the group soul connection in the eighth, the alignment to the divine plan in the ninth. So all of this exists, but those boundaries are not they're not unbreakable. It's just a matter of frequency. When you tune into a frequency, your consciousness naturally vibrate on the frequency that you vibrate with. And so we have to let go of negative emotions. This is very important, to activate this fire of the soul, the light and love, and let it diffuse throughout your whole being, and this light and love. So it is important, and then you can communicate. It's very important to communicate that throughout the world, and to continue to connect to this inner divinity. For this is really to activate the fire of love, and then invoke it, call on it, and then take the time for the energy to gather and reassemble, and then you can bathe in it. You can bathe in this beautiful love energy of the spirit and the soul. Well, I'm going to pull a few cards to see a little bit for all the chakras, in the general aspect. For the chakras are energetic centers that are aligned on the vertical aspect, access, and eventually the pillar of light will descend and to unify and give us a sovereign power, and we'll be crowned with this energy, crowned with a light crown that will make us sovereign of ourselves. And this is each and every day we are getting closer to this revelation, this empowerment, this divinity. The Christ within has to emerge. On the root, on the base, the survival, there is an acceptance of reality. So we have to accept things in order to change it. On the earth planes, there's God of luck. So it's quite wonderful. Miracles and unexpected good fortune can come on this second chakra of the earth plane. In the term of solar plexus, empowerment is happiness. In our hearts is complementarity. We find the balance. The heart is the balancing energy between the three creative chakra below and the three receptive chakras above. And so to find the right balance, what we communicate is success. It's success. So the fifth chakra, the communication. What we see before us in our third eye that will unfold before us is healing. We're going to continue to complete the healing, the emotional and physical healing. And then on the crown, we have the choice. And freedom means to be able to choose whatever you want. So we are different. But we have this freedom of choice. Yet because of free will, we have been allowed to stay in the status quo mode, to be dominated, because people are hypnotized within darkness. I'm going to go back to that. On the root chakra, on the earth chakra, what's below our feet is the triumph, and there is a triumphant energy. The earth is already wants to merge into this higher frequency. When you merge in, you merge into this higher frequency. It's like you're going along the flow of God. God does no longer want the darkness to rule over the earth. So as soon as you turn towards what is good, what is true, what is beautiful, and you include yourself in this process, you recognize yourself as part of that which is true, beautiful, and good, then you are aligned with God and the will of God. And on the crown chakra above our head is the soul star chakra. Above the crown is well-being. So it's like more well-being. We have to focus on well-being. So it is important. If anybody wants to rule, they have to learn to serve first. It's one of the basic Taoist principles. But first you have to rule over yourself, your energies. Not all the people that are in place of power have mature enough to actually do a good job. In essence, we also need to calibrate the communication, because right now here I'm being very free and open in relationship to what I'm saying, although it is calibrated. But when my book comes out, I'm going to have an opportunity to go into mainstream media. I'm going to have to calibrate it in order to address the mass. I cannot talk to them about some things that are completely impossible for them to believe at this point. So I'm going to have to find the right calibration. We have to work on ourselves until this divinity emerge from within. It is important because there's right now humanity has been locked in, because of free will. Humanity has been allowed to be locked into this hypnotized process and ruled by energy vampires. But we need to make this declaration of freedom and sovereignty, as we no longer need any control whatsoever, and that all the tyrants will leave. We want to free ourselves from all forms of tyranny. And so call on the divine light, bathe in it, and take the time each day to do yoga, meditation, conscious breathing. That's what brings you into alignment. For the revelation of the deception must come, and before anything else, for the scenario that's been sold to humanity is the untruth, is complete untruth. They're showing humanity as victims, and unempowered, ruled by fear, and they have to follow a program, when actually we're divine beings of source, energy beings that are eternal and infinite. And so it's like restoring the dignity of each person, and to return to something that is real, because people are being hypnotized to accept the unacceptable. So I may be for it is said in the Bible, at the end of time, and we're there. It is the end of time. Good will be known as evil, and evil will be known as good. It's like George Orwell, 1984. Do not look in the movies that were made about 1984, but it's a very powerful book. It's like how to manipulate the spirit of people. When it's black is white, freedom, slavery is freedom, war is peace, black is white. Once people can accept that, they can do anything to manipulate, because they also in 1984 they said, he who controls the past controls the present, he who controls the present controls the future. So by creating a story, it's all the stories that is being sold in society is retroactive. It's based on the past, when we want to be looking at an optimistic future, to be proactive. And so it is, so focus on the future you want to see. Do not allow yourself to be manipulated by those untruths. For the perception of reality, the perception of what is much more important right now than for the truth will win. But if you can change the perspective, because the belief system will create reality. If a belief system is maintained, it will maintain the reality. So perception is everything. Perception, politics is perception. So it's about changing the perception of people, to find a way to shift their perception, and then the reality will change. So it's subtle, but it is important, for we are being manipulated. The collective consciousness is being manipulated in worshipping materialistic science, when actually none of that, everything will be erased. And they don't know all that much. They don't know much, actually. They just know that they can use that knowledge to manipulate people into fear. So remove yourself from fear. It's really the shift from fear to love. So there's some who want to shift into this new society, this new age of gold, this golden age of light, love, and freedom. And then there is all those groups that wants to create some kind of apocalyptic ending, like a biblical nuclear war and something. So those groups, but they will not succeed. And even those the fanatics and all those things, they are like, no matter how much weapons they have, this supervision from up there that will not allow them. And so send your love and light. Pray for peace in the Middle East, and very important. They're trying to really activate some really dangerous programs over there. So spray your light all over the Middle East. So for stability, peace, and awakening as much as possible. Just some thoughts. For it is by unifying our consciousness as groups, as constituency, that we'll be able to shift the world. Now, it is like, although one person in his awakening divinity is more powerful than 1,000 people who are completely unaware, it's still, when there are more than one group, consciousness will really do a lot of work. So I'm going to pull a few cards. The highest wisdom is a new life, a new focus on this new paradisical life, and oppose gently whatever the darkness, because this positive energy, love will dissolve, love and light will dissolve all the darkness. They will run away. The untruths cannot sustain the frequency of love and light. So it is prepare for this new life. What we need to understand is the happy circumstances. It's like magic and blessings that are coming in the same times. What we need to do is into the sea. We need to jump into the sea. Go for it. Make this quantum leap. Go back to the source. Remember yourself. Remember who you are. You are a divine being of eternal light, and connected to God eternally, and loved by God, and utilize this power to shift the world. And the outcome is yin, is the ability to not to allow things to unfold naturally, nevertheless, to not force anything, to be gentle, to return to this divine feminine, to base in this pink light of love, and to find the empowerment. And once the empowerment, things will happen naturally when it is the time. The fruits will fall from the tree. Well, that's about what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. Keep the champagne on ice. For there was, I know a lot of things is gonna, all of a sudden, everything will change from one day to the next. And just be calm, be prepared, be in the celebration of what is to come. Be in the mood to receive, to be already in the appreciation of the joy of having those things that you know are coming, that you've been asking for, whatever that may be. And freedom is a big part of it. Freedom on the higher planes, everybody's free. There is service and freedom, but the greater the service, the greater the freedom as well. Well, we'll find the right balance in all that when time comes, and we're already doing that. I'm going to sing this song. I don't know what to sing. It's a song called Your Song from Elton John. It goes like this. It's a little bit funny, that feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who sells potion in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of those verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that I keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Songs remind you how precious we all are while we live here, and even before and after. We were already precious before and will still be precious after. Do not forget who you are. You are a divine extension of God, the source. You are the representative of God in this planet. And let go of all that is not God. Put all your eggs in God's basket, and it's okay. And it's a training. Do not judge yourself in the process of evolution towards that. It is all. It will open great potential. So the card of the day is trust in yourself. The beloved Archangel Metatron. Believe in yourself. Listen to your heart. Do what brings you joy. So just continue to focalize on those things that bring you joy. Trust in your power. Trust in yourself. Listen to your heart and make those quantum leap. Jump into the sea. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.